complaints, to permits, to results. Join Audit and Miriam every Thursday. This is Double Degraded.
Welcome to Double Degraded with Audit LA and Miriam. Double the truth, double the trouble. Welcome to Double Degraded with Audit LA and Miriam. Your weekly report, the story stated, shining a light.
Hi everyone! Surprise, surprise!
Oh,
My name is Miriam, and this is Audit LA, my co-host. And we have decided to start a weekly podcast reporting on what's happening in the anti-Scientology activism world. Welcome,
yes.
everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Long day at work, and now I'm all ready for this. I think I wrote to you on Monday, and that's
Yes.
basically
And I
4
love the
days.
idea. I'm like, let's go for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot to do and to get this running,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
So be kind to us. You are always more than welcome to send suggestions. Maybe to me, because Audit is working so much on the daily with the activism part. So if you have suggestions for the show, then just send me an email at Scientologyupnorth@gmail.com, and we will try and accommodate everything we possibly can. But the idea to this podcast basically came from the fact that you are doing so much in the city. You are doing so much work in the background. You're doing follow-up. You are doing CPRA requests. You are attending meetings. And there hasn't been really like a proper outlet where we can dive into like one topic and really go through it, and where you could present your findings in a way
Yes.
that it's easy to understand and comprehensive for everyone. Oh, your camera went off there for a second. Let's see what happens. Can you hear me? Audit is still on stage, but for some reason the camera disappeared. I will just give a couple of seconds for Audit to fix it. Maybe you need to jump out and jump back in. I will welcome some of the audience in the meantime. I can see that Amy is here saying that you knew that this was the surprise. Yeah, we kind of wanted to tease. I will change the thumbnail for the video and add the description after the live, and I will share it with Audit as well. And we will be sharing on both of the channels going forward. Let me just, maybe one of my moderators. Oh, there you are. Can you hear me?
Hello?
We are-
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
I can't.
I will just keep on talking in the meantime. And Donna was very concerned that I was going to be streaming at the same time as Audit, but we had a secret plan here together, so it's all okay. Now Audit is on mute. I don't know if I can. No, I cannot unmute the mic. And thank you, Antics, for being here. Please go, and if you are, because I'm not sure which channel you currently are, but go and check out the Audit's channel as well, and give her a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Traveltology is all the way from Netherlands over here. Can you hear me, Audit?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, God.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, oh, now I can. Sorry,
Good.
I got bumped out.
Good.
Tanya,
No.
the bumps of the...
Yeah, and no, that's totally okay. I was just showing Amy's message because she had apparently guessed what the surprise was, probably because I said there was a surprise and there was pink colors. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, Amy's very smart, and also one of the people like yourself that helps with all this. It's not me. alone. It's like a group effort. And I think this is a great vehicle to discuss these things and things like, because like you're saying, a lot of the CPRAs, I post a little bit here or there, but there's really no, I don't know. I haven't done this on my own, to try to figure out, because
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do this where we can discuss some of the CPRAs and go through it, or discuss
Exactly.
the events. And so I'm really excited to be doing this with you.
Great. So we are going to have going forward. Of course, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we will improve, the longer we do this. But today we have two different segments. And actually this episode title that I have actually, I have predetermined was what happened on L. Ron Hubbard Way. And I think we could first talk about when Scientology got caught pants down not having a permit for their event. So I'm going to share a clip here from a Colombian festival. And this is a clip you have shared with me. So give me a thumb.
Listed on the Zbur Street Services. Get your supervisor, please. Go get your supervisor. Go get I'm asking for a supervisor. This will go to BSIS because if this is unpermitted, that's illegal. So you are protecting an illegal scene here if there's no permit. No. They will try to recruit your people. They will do R1 visa abuse of the R1 visa. They will get people from Colombia aquí and trabajo como claves for ningún dinero. Delay, no. It's Scientology. That's Scientology. Escucha de Scientology. It's a Scientology.
So at this point, it was for you event just as you have been protesting in events before, and you were not aware that there was no permit for it. That's correct, right?
Well, I didn't find a permit. Yeah, there was no permit listed on the permits. Apparently, later on, we see the police. The confusion came because it was listed under non-issued. Because as you know, we don't have access to the portal for all the conditions of the permits. But like I know I sound really rude to that security officer, but he was being a real jerk from the beginning. I didn't even show the other stuff. He was just being a real jerk. So by the time I'm like kind of salty with him there, it's because it would build up to that. But yeah, I couldn't see anything, later, like I said, we found it on non-issue. And then we eventually got proof directly from BSS that no, they did not have a permit, but it wasn't Scientology that applied for the permit. It was some other group, a foundation. And so they're taking the heat for it right now. But I, have said, but I can prove that Scientology was involved. So that's just an ongoing thing. But as of right now, I'm under the assumption that there's no permit, and I was correct.
Yeah. Was there something specific on this video? Should I play it further?
I mean, you could, it's an interesting clip. I guess you could go to where the cops are confused, maybe to the police part, where you can see how there's just still, the cop was very nice. He wants to help, but he's like, we looked on the computer and it's there. Yes, it's there as the reference number, which means it's been applied for. And that's why the system is so confusing. And Bureau of Streets LA needs to get it together to where anyone can look into it and know the difference, because even he didn't know.
Okay, I will play it further. We have the time for it. So
It's so good. Process. There's no posted number for a permit. If there is an absolute posted permit number, I would leave if they have absolute right to, you know what I mean? But no one wants to talk. I asked them to show me that there's an actual permit that, to close a city street down, that it's not just in the application process.
Are you with Scientology or no?
Oh, heck no. I protest.
My understanding that L. Ron Hubbard is a private street.
It is not. See, it's not true.
Okay, but that's what I was told.
By who? They know it is absolutely a public street. Okay, they need a permit to close it because it's public. See, the only permit they have is our permit, which gave them the right to put the bricks down and the electricity underground. They do not own the street. They would love to. They would like to, believe that would take a street vacation. Imagine if I had to say, okay, I'm going to close the street and have a festival today. What would happen to me?
Well, like I said, it's my understanding that this street's private.
Okay, your understanding is wrong. I need you to.
I can't just trust you.
Okay, you can call somebody right now. Call your whoever's on is not.
And you actually have a contact to a person who has been promising to back you up whenever there is event and there is any kind of ADA issues. Isn't that correct?
Right, well, yeah, so he was off that day, but his supervisor, I asked him to call his supervisor because I didn't really want to get mad at him. He's under, so his supervisor comes, who was another very nice guy who said that the guy I talked to was not there today, but he did talk to him and he assured that he'd be there the next day. But he did say that he too is going to, pay it, like he comes up next saying that, yes, I will pay attention. I will try to find out more. So we in the future have these permits up in hand. So that's what they want. But see, that's where BSIS is failing if they're
And
not
can you say
giving
what
it to them.
BSI? Can you tell everyone what
Oh,
BSIS
I mean, not
is?
BSIS. I'm sorry, not BS. I'm sorry. Forgive me, guys. That's the security guy. My mind's on that. Bureau of Street Services, BOSS, or Streets LA. And that's the ones who they're under Public Works, and they they have different jobs. But one of their jobs is that they give out the permits, and so it's been getting better. They're doing better. Scientology has the strictest rules now because I sent you that letter that shows they have the strictest rules, but it's still their system stinks because we can't see I couldn't even print out a permit because I can't get it until I
Yeah.
ICPRA it after the fact. So it's ridiculous that we don't have access, but the police should be able to have access to this because this is ongoing. And
Yeah.
every single time Scientology takes advantage, they know these officers don't know, or they use the confusion. Look, we have a permit. And see, that's what they showed. They actually showed them a permit, but it was with the reference number, which is not a permit. So that is something that can be sent to the city attorney. That is fraud at that point. You're lying to the officers and they did not have a permit to do any of
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah. Can we do a little bit of speculation on how did it happen that they ended up not having the permit? How
I
do
can
you
tell
think
you
it
directly.
was just an oversight, or do you think they were just
No.
so bold that they didn't care?
No, I know why they didn't have a permit. Because they didn't use Scientology had some other company. It's a 501c3 United States something. Okay, I forget the name right now, but they applied for it, but they don't have standing because they would need to have Scientology be the event, co-chair or whatever, sponsor. And so they just went on it on their own. So they were denied because, I can't go get any, you have to have a building, you have to own property on a street to get a street permit. So they didn't qualify for it. Their address is not there. They weren't an owner. That's why these other festivals, that's why even if it's not a Scientology event per se, Scientology has to be the sponsor. So they didn't have the proper paperwork, the proper insurance because they didn't have standing. So they were denied the permit. So technically, and so they're they're going to be probably held liable, that company, for because it looks like on paper that they did the event regardless. But
Yeah.
there's proof because you go through the thing that no, Scientology had a very strong hand in it. Their security was there securing it. They had their booths there, 2 different booths there. Their people were all throughout talking and walking through it. And I did send in a video, which I guess now Moxon's going to be CPRA. Oh, hurry up, get that CPRA. Moxon, just reach out to me. I will send it to you directly. I'll be happy to CC you on everything I send to. Just ask, dude. I'll send it to you. I have nothing to hide with that.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
is it
and-
this United States, how does it say, United States International Foundation? Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
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 Okay.
And that's it. And so I looked into them a little bit. I believe there is a little bit of a connection to Scientology, but see, right now they're the ones who are going to take the fall for having an unpermitted thing. So I did send proof that, well, if Scientology involved, then it didn't just, nothing happens on that street without their permission anyway. But the fact that they were actively involved in a street with no permit, and then the police, when you see them going forward and talking to somebody, I was a little bit of a distance, but it looked like a Sea Org person, but they have it on their camera. If the person who
Mm.
gave them that permit is a Sea Org member or Scientology, then that's direct involvement. And I hope they do
Exactly.
turn it into the city attorney, because we should be, excuse me, demanding that the city attorney look
Yeah.
at this and demanding that streets that they prosecute this, because they hijacked a street, which leaves the city liable. Like, part of what I do is not just to go against Scientology, but I
Mm.
absolutely want to protect my city from liability. It's my city, right? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't want all these, I don't want the city losing all this money to, for all these lawsuits, and that's
Mm.
what could
Of
happen.
course.
So someone could
Yes.
say, I got injured on that, and there was no insurance, there was no protection, indemnification, because it didn't have a permit. So for me, it's very serious. If the city doesn't take it serious, then shame on the city, because
Yeah.
they left the city liable. And so it's a
Exactly.
worthy argument, even though the cops get annoyed. I know they get annoyed. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, but it's
especially on
very
the fourth.
bold. It seems to be that the LAPD seems to be very, very eager to take a stance on things that they clearly don't have understanding for. For example, the ownership of that street. So
Right. Well, see, now those officers got educated, but see, it's just a matter, we had to keep educating and educating, because that officer, he was sincere. He really truly believed it's a closed street. I'm like, well, they act like it. They wish it was. I mean, so many people within the community also think
mm,
it's private. I had people come up to me. I didn't know I could come up and down the street. It's like,
mm,
yes, not only can you, but you should, because, I know we'll talk about it a little bit later, but what happened yesterday, like, that's how we keep the eyes on what's going, right? That's how we see the help
mm,
signs. That's how we see people trying to escape or whatever is going on there. It takes people, and they want nothing. They don't want anybody going up and down there. That's why they intimidate. I've had people like commissioners and people come to me saying, and police detectives, saying, yeah, we were being pushed away. And, if they knew who we were, they wouldn't have treated us that same way. And
yeah,
so, yeah, they will do
exactly.
anything to keep the public out. We have to keep that street open. It's so important
Absolutely.
for public
And
works.
yeah, and we are going to be covering that topic later on in the show. Should I play it on just a little bit longer? It's not a very long clip.
Sure.
There's a couple
No,
of
it's
minutes left.
only a few minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
you could look on Zemus. This is a public street.
What I'm gonna go ahead and do right now is I'm gonna see how much I can help you with, okay, to see if it's valid or what the restrictions are, okay?
Yeah.
Just give me a few minutes.
Yeah, I'll take
Give me a
all your
minute.
time. Take all the time,
Yeah, no,
sir. I
if-
appreciate it.
Yeah, if not,
But also,
Yeah.
they are saying that your officer said that they've been told this is a private street. It is not.
we've already clarified that.
With them, like, they understand. But we need all your officers to
No,
understand.
right now is that on the website is listed that this event is going on from the 22nd to the 24th. What they're allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do, what they're allowed to sell.
See, that's what I want to see.
Organization. So it's on the website.
Right.
My biggest for us to be able to facilitate future events, right, is for us to obtain a copy of every permit. Your biggest issue is
Right.
this street here, right? With events.
Yes, this is my,
Okay,
yes.
So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and focus on this street here,
you.
get the specifics and the parameters whenever there's a permitted event here, okay? Such as this one, right?
Yes.
That way, if you have any other concerns in the future, you'll get a hold of us. The watch commander will have a copy of this and we can break it down. And if we don't have a copy of that or it doesn't exist on the website, then it can become an issue, right? Something that we
Right.
can take care of, or we can take it up with our command staff from Central Bureau and let them know, hey, listen, we got to get the specifics of these events prior.
Community, that's why I'm trying to educate the community. No, this is your street. They want it private because I've seen people try to escape here. I've seen people put help signs up. They don't want the public here,
No, I
you
get it.
know? So,
I get-
but I'm
never-
fighting, this is our public street.
Yeah, the easiest way is you see public street lights, fire hydrants. That's all city property.
Yep.
Means it's all city property.
And
Right?
they don't have a street vacation. You should get this out of here. It shows bad will on your part. You're bringing all these people here to a festival so you can recruit them. This is proof. I want to see this packed up.
Exactly.
Yes. And see,
Yes.
like the cop, and that's why I think it's very important to not have bad relationships with the police officers, because like this officer, he's willing to work with us. He's just overwhelmed. Like, he really thought they had a permit, because that's confusing. It's confusing to anyone. But if he's willing to look into it, and it may take a minute for them to figure out how to do it to where they're get the permit ahead of time. I'm not expecting, and especially with the 4th of July, I know they were all on vacation, so that kind of made it
Yeah.
different. But we just keep pushing, and I'm not gonna get mad at them. I'm just gonna keep saying educate, because I think education is more effective than complaints sometimes. I'm not saying there's never a need to complain. There is. I mean, we should be all
Yeah.
complaining against all their security people. That they need as many complaints. We already chased
Yeah.
away OpSync, I believe, with the complaints, what needs to happen. But
Yeah.
that's
And
another
it's,
story for
yeah.
another day.
Yeah, and it's just important to remain firm and consistent. And for sure, those police officers felt a little bit scolded after you gave them a lesson on the street ownership, so they will never forget that.
Right.
And
And then
after
they'll
this
tell another
anymore.
cop, no, that's not private, Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Okay, so what I was gonna do now was show this document. So I'm just gonna try and find.
the proof that they wrote back to me to tell me that, A, they did not have a
Exactly.
permit, and B, what their restrictions are going forward. See, and that's why for the 4th of July, it's really relevant, because it
Mhm.
tells you that both sides of the street sidewalks
Oh.
have to remain open.
What am I doing here?
Did we lose it? There we
Okay,
go.
good. There we go.
If you want to
Yes.
read it, I can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna just, I'll try and zoom a little bit. Where can I go? Here. Oh dear. What am I doing? Here.
People can maybe
Okay.
make a.
Yeah, so this is from Streets LA. So that's basically the
Bureau of Street
Insta-
Services, the ones that give
Yeah.
the permits. Not
Yeah.
our streets, LA. It's a different one.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't-
Exactly. It can be confusing. So they have written, greetings, Audit LA. Thank you for reaching out to Streets LA with your concerns regarding the special events permit on L. Ron Hubbard Way. As your email states, the special event permit application for the Colombian Fair event was initiated by United States International Foundation. The permit was not issued due to their failure to provide all the required documentation. So just like you said before.
Yeah, they didn't have standing. Exactly.
Further, as you reported, the United States International Foundation failed to obtain a special events permit and proceeded with their special event. As such, Streets LA will be following up and taking the appropriate enforcement action with this group. Please be assured that the terms of our permits are of the utmost importance and must be strictly adhered to. Because of the unique nature of this location, the closure of L. Ron Hubbard Way actually carries more required conditions than all other streets closures in the city of Los Angeles. So that's
And there's a page. There's a page 2.
yes,
Yeah,
I
there
have
we
it here.
go.
Yeah. We will continue to require that all conditions and requirements be upheld for any request to close down L. Ron Hubbard Way. The specific conditions mandated for these closures include both sidewalks are to be open and accessible to the public, and signs are to be posted on the sidewalks explicitly stating that the sidewalk is open to the public. The closures can only occur from Friday to Monday, and all public right-of-way obstructions must be removed when the permit is inactive. As resources allow, our department may inspect one or all of the events. In addition to notifying the community through the petition requirement, flyers will be distributed to the surrounding community extending 500 feet from the closure, no less than 10 days before the event. The flyers to be distributed need to contain the event's contact information, the location of the event, the duration of the event, and our direct contact information, referring to the Bureau of Street Services here. So I can see a lot of problems for Scientology over here because they have
Yes.
not hit they have not upheld to any of these conditions, actually.
Well, I found out for the 4th of July was like the first time that they did do the notifications. The neighbor was shocked. They're like, yeah, they finally did it. So, but that's only one thing. But they did not keep both sidewalks open. And see, it's right there in
Yeah.
writing. And that's why I'm going to be sending this
Yes.
to those officers. I have their serial numbers. And, because I said
Mhm.
I'd rather educate than complain and say, here's straight
Yeah.
from the source. But see, they take advantage because they know it's the weekend. They know
Mhm.
that they're very short-handed at Bureau of Street Services, so they know it's going to be a police call. And they know the
Mhm.
cops are not educated and stuff. So, if it says that they have common sense for me too. Like, I
Mhm.
understand the police position. They have a permit. It says that the west sidewalk is closed. But then,
Mhm.
so then how can pedestrians go? So it doesn't make sense to them. But but
Exactly.
it's true, so that's why I'm not getting too salty with the officers, but they
Mm.
need to be educated, and they're going to be. They're going to learn, they're going to see
Mm.
this, and because I'm going to send it to them. It has to
Yeah.
remain open.
But I just thought now, because you didn't have a printer before, now you have a printer. Would
Soon.
it?
Yeah, I will be.
Oh, okay. So it's not set
Today.
up yet.
And thank you guys. Yeah, well, it's not here yet.
Yeah. Yeah. But would it make sense to actually print out? I mean, I would almost even laminate, but print out this email and have it with you when you go to the blue building, because this is the official instance that is
Yes.
actually giving the permits, and it's clearly stating the conditions. So if you have LAPD coming in there and saying, okay, but you can use the other sidewalk, you don't need to use this. You have
Right.
actually a mail directly from them stating
Right, because I can use the other sidewalk, but you can't prevent me.
Mhm.
I can use either sidewalk. That's the law.
Exactly.
That's illegal. That's a
Exactly.
constitutional thing. It's, they don't want to touch
Exactly.
on prior restraint. But I like your idea. I think I will laminate it and put it on a lanyard rather than,
Yeah.
'cause, I told you
That would be
before,
amazing.
I need
Yeah.
one hand to drive my chair and I need the other hand to stream. So,
Yeah.
until I know how to grow a few more hands. So I'm going to
Yeah.
laminate it and put it on a lanyard because I think that's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to do.
Otherwise, my mind starts to go crazy, because this the podcast name is Double Degraded, because we are taking ownership of being degraded beings as well as SPs.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
yeah.
it is what it is. But I also, sadly, I would like to have the actual permit in hand as well, but I cannot because, I have to CPRA that after the fact. So I can bring an old permit, but then the cops can say, oh, well, that was then, maybe this is now. But I really want them to understand that I want them to understand the legal reasoning why it has to remain open.
Yeah. And it's just if you want to be extra difficult, maybe you can get this letter from Streets LA that can be taken to a notary and get it stamped. So no one can actually say that this is not the actual document, and what you are stating is
That's
not
true.
correct.
Yeah,
I mean,
I could
that
show
would
them
be
the email
great.
where it came from.
Yeah, that would
I'm
be great to
willing.
get. Yeah.
Yeah, because the 4th was a little bit of a disaster with that, but
Yeah.
we'll get there when
Yeah.
we get there.
Yeah, and we can of course go to that now, but basically this is black on white now, actually, what kind of conditions they are to be adhering to. So
Yes,
yeah, so I
we're
think
getting
it's a
there,
good-
right? Little by little,
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Exactly. And to have it on paper with you, that would be great, because then you can just show it. I don't know where Streets LA, where is their office? Maybe they have some kind of stamp.
You
or
can't go
something
there.
to
No,
provide.
you know what? You can't even get into their building.
Ah,
That's the crazy thing. You have to have an appointment. It's next to impossible to get an appointment because you have to have business. They make it. It's like more than like Fort Knox. I went there. You absolutely cannot. It's a guarded building, and you can't even go into the entryway. They won't even. So it's so weird. I'm like, what are you protecting in here? It's just freaking permits.
exactly.
Like,
Are they
you get in
sharing a
anywhere else.
building with the FBI or CIA or something?
No. Nope.
Weird.
It's just a little city building, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
Maybe because
extremely
it's not
strange.
open front. Yeah. So it's like you have to make a permits to go. I mean, get what do you call it, appointments to go in. So maybe we should try to do an appointment. I did try to do an appointment before and I was turned down because I didn't
Okay.
have like, they give you a checklist of what you can do to warrant one. So maybe I should apply for a permit like that United whatever and put in for a permit. That's what I should do, right?
Mm.
Like just apply for a permit, let them turn me down, but maybe that will give me a standing to get an appointment to get on the inside. But
Yeah.
I call them. I've talked to the investigator and stuff, and so they still gave them the July permit because we were like, why in the heck would you give them the permit after shutting the street down without a permit? But in their mind, it wasn't Scientology that requested that permit. It was this other entity, and it was their party that they're the ones who did it. So that's why it's really important that somebody, they showed up because it's like, oh, well, really? Okay, but here's Scientology's Dianetics thing. Here's their the Vulture Ministers one, and here's their
Mm.
security guards guarding it. Here's their workers, talking and working with people. And so
Yeah.
their footprints all over it. So they're guilty too. Prosecute them as well, please.
Yeah.
Whether they do or
Exactly.
not, who knows? But they
Yeah.
need to because they hijacked the city street. Like, I mean, maybe that shocks me more than it shocks the majority of people, but it stumps me. I cannot believe they did that. That's like above and beyond crazy for
Mm.
me.
Yeah. Exactly. Should we then go and check out what happened on the 4th of July? I can.
Sure, that one was a little bit worse. Like the first one, the two cops were they were confused. They thought it was private, but they were very friendly. The
Mm.
sergeant absolutely wanted to help. Now this one I was getting a little bit upset with these cops, but I found out later, I don't think they were, the two of them, I don't think were Northeast Division. And so I think because it's the 4th, so many people out that they were covering. So I don't think they're familiar with this situation here. So I give them a little bit of a break for that, but not much. But
Yeah.
this guy, they were waiting for me. When I came up, this guy was here. And sadly, it didn't pick up his side of the conversation. But I think from what
Yeah.
I say, you can kind of guess what he was saying.
But you said also you had a weird feeling that there was someone looking out for you
I did.
already before you arrived.
No,
right?
before I arrived, I had a weird feeling that it was going to be a weird, like that, not that necessarily somebody, that something wasn't going to be good. That was not going to be a good event, like not a good, like that something was going to be odd or different or whatever. I had a weird feeling about it.
Yeah.
And then this was a weird one, and I left with a weird feeling because also this guy and then this other guy in red, you'll see him too.
Yeah. Well, let's
don't
have
know
a
what he
look
was up
and let me know when to put it on pause if you want to add some comments.
Okay. Well, you can go watch. I would say after my interaction with him and he lets me by, then we could pause it.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Are you preventing my going through? Are you a Scientologist or are you security? Are you with OSA? Are you with the security? Well,
He did say he's a Scientologist.
I have a right.
Yeah, I can see he's almost on purpose not talking very loud.
To know if you're security. I have a right to know who's preventing me or trying to prevent me from going by. Yeah, think hard about the rules. You need to let me get by. Like, I feel intimidated by you. Like, I'm going to roll your toes because I can't go over the well. Oh, you're going to let me go by. You don't have a right to close down the sidewalk. I'm allowed to come by and film it all the time. It's public. It's a public street. Let me by. What are you going to do? You're going to prevent me from going by? How? Okay, then I'll go around you. So you're going to not let me get by? Yeah, you're going to let me get by. This is a public street. Let me by. This is a public. You can't leave me. Oh, look at your permits. Cannot prevent pedestrians. You're going to get you in a lot of trouble because I'm about to press charges on you from preventing a citizen of the United States or any person, any citizen, even if you're not a citizen, from using a public sidewalk. It's illegal. You will be held accountable. Yeah, well, I don't want you next to me. All right, well, leave me alone. There you go. Oh, you know this has to be open. You can't close it to the pedestrians and to the public. You know.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
was he saying to you there? What was the
So he
interaction
was,
between you two?
I was like, asked him, are you Scientology? He goes, yeah, I'm Scientologist. And I'm like, are you
Mm,
OSA? He shook his head no. And mind you, things every time I'm at that corner, like if you notice even me talking to the cops, right? The video is always jam, like it's weird. Always. So I think that they jam my things there with all their cameras there.
mm,
Or it interferes. But anyway, so I asked him, I said, are you OSA? He kind of nods no. I said, are you security? And he just kind of like, I couldn't tell if it was a yes or no, like a maybe. And then he was saying that, oh, well, you're always like, you always come here and you film. And I'm like, well, I'm allowed to film. It's public, you know?
yeah,
And he's like, well,
exactly.
you're not. Yeah. And he's like, I'm not going to let you go through. And I'm like, yeah, you are going to let me go through. It's a public street. And he's like, no,
Mm,
I'm not. You're not coming through. And he kept saying, and I'm like, well, what are you going to do? And he's like, well, you're not going through. And so I said, I'll go around. I said, what are you going to do to stop me? He's like, and he just kind of stepped over. And I said, well, I'll go around you. And that's when he goes, you know, he gets in front of me. And then as I start telling him, like, you better think twice. You better really, he start thinking about it. Like, yeah, I guess he's not totally dumb. And then he backed down and he kind of waved me to go ahead. But
yeah.
I don't know who this guy
Luck-
is. I would like to know.
Yeah, yeah. Luckily, he wasn't as threatening as some of the people that you have had interactions with there.
True,
He
especially with the
seemed to
armed
be,
guards.
yeah, exactly. He seemed to be a little bit more timid, but clearly, he was put on a task to keep you away from the event.
Yeah.
So should we
And
go
well, when
further?
he was, sure. Yeah. Because we see that the police part was a fiasco too, but
Mm-hmm.
That. Didn't you help fight for our rights? That needs to be open.
Uncle Sam.
Your permit says it has to be open to pedestrians. So how many pedos are they protecting now? Huh? How about Danny Masterson? Protected a freaking rapist. You go ahead, go call them. You don't want to get the heat. They protect it, and he's still a Scientologist in good standing. Are you okay with that? But the people he victimized, the people he raped, that were not allowed to go to the police and dare turn in a Scientologist, they're in bad standing. They're getting tortured. They're having all these issues. You're okay with that? What if that was your sister, your mother, your girlfriend, your wife, or whatever, your child? You'd be okay with Danny Masterson doing those horrible things, but you'd be upset with them for going and getting justice and getting help. It's sickening. And if that's what you're defending, you're okay with that? With them fighting so hard to let him out because he's a celebrity? That a freaking rapist has more authority, that has more clout than a victim? Dogs, you hear about their dogs getting killed? You hear that the Jane Does that had dogs killed get followed, tortured? Are you okay with all the trauma? All the trauma? How many people have you known that have been molested in here inside Sea Org and nothing happens? You just handle it internally and there's no justice.
I'm thinking when you are speaking to him, how much he needs to hold back and not respond in any kind of way, because he's clearly hearing what you're saying.
Yes. Can't have a reaction, right? No reactive mind.
Yeah, you can clearly see that he is listening to what you're saying. I will go
Yes.
for it.
And he's very uncomfortable.
Yes.
What about the disabled? What about Serge Oblinsky? He was a minor, blew his hands off in an accident, and they dumped him with $500 and wouldn't let his parents be with them because he's a SP once they kick you out. Are you able to talk to your family? Do you have any family that, maybe they miss you? I'll help you connect to your family. I'll help anyone because I'm here to help people get out of this. This is a cult and it's a hellhole. And I will be here to help any Scientologist who wants to get free. But if you're going to side with that kind of corruption, then shame on you.
I'm Officer Light. My serial number is 39647.
Oh, thank you.
That's my partner, Officer Diaz. His last number is going to be 39693.
Thank you, sirs.
So you called the police because they were preventing your access to the
I
event.
called, yeah. Yep.
And what
Once
what
I
did you
saw, yeah.
report? What did you say to the police
That
when you called there?
that they are having an event and that because I already knew, like I called as I was coming in because I already had eyes on the ground that it was closed off to pedestrians. So I said they have a permit. It requires it to be open both sides. It's not open on the one side, and so they're preventing that alone, that barrier, even without the guy, that barrier is preventing me from going down. And
Yeah.
and then I was about to call again, but they showed up. And this guy here,
Okay.
I think he's the only one, he does not look happy. He's the only one, I think, from Northeast Division. He doesn't look happy. The other
Yeah.
guy, like he's not from Northeast. And then the supervisor that comes later is not from Northeast. So, and it's very
Okay.
confusing because, of course, it's on the 4th where all the people are off. This, so
Yeah.
nobody knows, and they take advantage of this. And
Yeah.
we're going to see Jennifer too. We get to,
Yes.
kind of
Let's
funny
do
at the
that.
end with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their permit, it says right on the permit, is not to prevent the pedestrians. You can't prevent any pedestrians at any time. And so they cannot close the sidewalk off. Now look, it's Jennifer. Jennifer, or is that Jennifer? Or is that yeah. Jennifer, you have to keep the sidewalk open. I go by Audit LA. Hi, Jennifer. But I need to guys see who this guy is too.
She actually says hi. And this guy was filming us. I think he was doing a
He's
drone.
also one of them.
Yeah.
He was filming us all the time.
He wouldn't.
Did you say, sir, that your supervisor's coming?
My partner's answering questions.
Okay.
If you would like, the sidewalk is fully open. There's a sign that says the sidewalk is open to the public. I would gladly.
No, this has to be open too. They're not allowed per the permit.
So what I understand right now is one of the sidewalks must be open.
No, they both have to be open. No, you're wrong.
I introduce myself and my partner. This is my supervisor, Sergeant Sandoval. His badge number is 41538.
Thank you, sir.
41538. Okay, so I checked the permit. It specifically says that the west sidewalk, this is the west one. They can close it down.
No,
Right
it's
one's travel.
then you look further, okay, and it says it cannot prevent pedestrians.
All right, so
Page 2.
I'm gonna go off of what the permit.
Okay, you're leaving the city liable. It needs to be open.
Here's my business card. We're leaving. The sidewalk's open. Have a good day.
This one needs to be open, okay? Is this going to be another report? They're not allowed to close it.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. So I was mad. I was like really upset. And I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to write a complaint. But I'm like, then I looked into these cops. I'm like, they're not from Northeast Division. So they likely don't know the battle. So I
Yeah.
try to have mercy. And I'm like, I really want education. So I'm going to ask the staff since they're covering for Northeast, that I'd rather do education, because Laura and I have done that. We've gone and met with officers who violated our rights by doing this, and it was very effective, by being able to talk with them and knowing that
Yeah.
they know that they now are armed with the truth. And then, if we have to do one officer at a time, I guess that's what we have to do. But
Yeah.
so this one was not a good outcome. But you know what?
Yeah.
But I don't mind. Like, I really don't, for a minute I was taking it personally, but then I'm like, we can't take it personally, because the whole point is to see where we're actually at, right? It's nothing personal to me. They weren't saying no to me. It's just where
No.
they're confused. And it's the mix up, because LAPD and Bureau of Street Services are not on the same page. They're not working together. They don't have access to, all this information easily. And that's a failure of both departments,
Yeah.
in my
I
opinion.
think they were
And it's just
they were
so
kind
on the
of
4th we saw where we're at.
yeah. The attitude was kind of like that, that you're carrying around, L. Ron Hubbard way,
Yeah.
that
Of course, absolutely.
like why don't you use the other sidewalk? What's going on? Because they don't know the background story of everything that's been going on.
Exactly. That's why the previous one, that officer said, "Well, this is your street, whether you're conservative." Like, they know. He knew who I was speaking to. He knew about.
Yeah.
So he's trying to resolve it. This guy was like, "It's the 4th of July. I'm covering for their department. I'm not even my department. I'm on overtime. It's going to be like fireworks are going to happen. We're busy. We don't have time for this." Which,
Yeah.
okay. And that's so I'm like, I feel like saying, Bureau of Street Services, please stop putting me in this position, because I am going to go check if they get a permit. I hope to go check or have somebody check to see if they're abiding by it. We've come this far. It's been 2.5 years investment. Why would I stop just because it's the 4th of July? I
Exactly.
could have taken the day off. Maybe I should have, but I'm
Yeah.
committed to this, to seeing it through.
Yeah. Is there something
And
you
now
want
we know the
to
4th they fail.
Yeah, is there something you want to
Sorry.
share, going forward? What's the plan now with any, I mean, we are calling the Board of Public Works, we're asking them not to give any permits, but if we see there's a permit, what's the next step, or is it something that is remaining to be, seen at the
Well,
time?
I think one thing, sorry, that we can push for is like, okay, first of all, get on board with LAPD, but second of all, since they take advantage, they know that these cops it's a weekend, whatever. Tell them to stop giving. If they're going to give them a permit, give it for the street only. Do not give them sidewalk closures at all, because
Mm,
that's where the confusion comes in, right? It says it's closed, they get the closure, and they're not getting that because maybe they're whiting it out. We don't know. I would like to see what they actually show the police. So stop giving, if they would stop giving them even the sidewalk permits, that would solve, because then they would say, well, the sidewalk isn't closed per the permit, it's just a street. So that would give us more ammo since they're abusing, and that's the whole thing too. It's just continually reminding that they are abusing their permits. They're taking advantage of LAPD. They're lying to LAPD. They should prosecute them and not give them anything. But if they're going to, because for whatever reason, at least add that one more restriction. They don't get to close the sidewalks.
Yeah. Can you just
that would help,
explain? Yeah. Can you just explain, because it is a little bit confusing that they are saying for sidewalks need to be open for pedestrian access. What are they then closing the sidewalks for? What is the idea behind it?
Exactly. Well, see, that's the part that's confusing to the police, right? Because that is confusing. So basically, same thing when we had the Father's Day thing. I had control. So you have control over the sidewalks,
Okay.
right? Like
Okay.
I can, but you have to let people pass because they have a right to. So that's why we couldn't prevent Scientologists from coming on. I couldn't block them from coming and going because they had a right, like anyone else, to go up and down that sidewalk, even though I was in control of it, right? I was able to put,
Yes.
the music, everything. So that's it. They have control of it. They can utilize it, but they just can't shut it off to pedestrians. But they're taking advantage because they're using that word that it's closed, and the police see that, and it's confusing to them because like they said, that other sergeant from the previous one said, there's so many municipal codes. We don't deal with these permits so much, so we don't really know. We're not educated. So either educate them so we don't have this, or remove the problem. Stop letting them close the sidewalks, unless BSSS, unless Streets LA can be out there to enforce their own permits. Since they can't, then stop giving them the sidewalks, because that would end the confusion right there.
Okay.
If they only had the street. I think that's it. That's one little thing that can make a difference. And then just keep writing. Like if people could write, if they don't want to call in, if they even write in to say, you know what, I can't believe you guys, that they had a permit, and Scientology was definitely involved without a permit. They didn't have a permit, they still had it. You need to enforce this. And also to push the point that we need the street open because there may be Scientologists leaving. There's people trying to reach out for, there's different things. And they're trying so hard to keep that private, to keep the public out. And we just need to reclaim our space. The neighborhood needs to reclaim that space, period.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Should we take some comments then at this point, if there's nothing currently to be added?
Yeah, I don't see the chat. I don't know what I'm doing with this yet.
I'll let
you do that.
There's some start comments. I can read them out loud. So Donna Davy is saying, hi, Miriam, I am in both streams and this is amazing. We need this so bad in the community. Oh. That's really nice. You, Donna. So in case everyone is joining in the middle, we have started a new podcast or a weekly show with Audit LA that's called the Double Degraded. So we are double the trouble, holding Scientology accountable. Yes.
Yes.
So every Thursday we'll try and put on a show together.
Yes.
Kathy donated 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathy. Yes. that helps so
Yeah.
much. Because
Yeah,
this,
it's
because this, it costs money to even to have a stream yard like this. So we're,
yeah.
she's so generous, so I can stream it to mine as well. So that costs. So thank you.
Yeah, but I think it's important that you have, some more, how to say, compressed data packages over there, because I know you are active posting on the community page, but every time you post something, the things are getting pushed down on the list. So the plan is actually to go through some of those CBRA requests also. If you want to help us, you're more than welcome to, go and check if there's something that interests you, and we can do a deep dive on it. So it's not just going to be, discussion about what happened, in the past 5 days, but we can go deeper into certain topics if you are interested in. So we have the
And I have
stage
stuff that I
now.
haven't even posted.
Yeah,
Like new stuff that we could delve through that I've never posted even. So
yeah,
I got some interesting stuff
exactly.
that just came in.
Yeah, and Haggis gifted 5 Audit LA memberships.
Oh, thank you. You guys have been so amazing. I think the Iris, Miriam, and Haggis, they got together because they were like, "No, you need to be able to print the stuff out." So I'm just gonna tout them and thank you guys because the printer's on its way. Because mine was not, it gave out, it gave, and so I thank you guys. And so, yes, now I'll be armed. Now I can print out. And I think it's one of those kinds that can maybe do glossy and maybe laminate. And so I'm excited.
Let's
We're going to have
see.
more,
Yeah,
we'll
it
be
was
armed
Haggis.
at these meetings.
Yeah, we were all thinking like, oh, you need the printer, and Haggis said, let's do it now. Let's stop talking about it and let's just get on it. And 5 minutes later, she was like, okay, I gave her money already. And I'm like, okay, I don't even have PayPal.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
I know. And I ordered it. So I was like,
yeah.
Antics.
Antics has been member for 6 months. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for,
I
love her.
Yeah, everything you do. You are a great resource and a friend in this movement. I'd like to call you a personal friend. Yeah. Haggis, she donated 10 memberships to me as well. She's
See, now you have to be nice to her. You can't. You guys, I know you ladies. You have so now you have to be nice. That's it.
I try to be mean, and I get the same back. It was Irish who said that's a show of affection.
It's like, where's Irish? I know. No, I love it. You guys crack me up. Like I want to be in on it.
Traveltology became a member. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Traveltology.
And Irish gifted 5 LA memberships. Aww.
Thank you, Irish. You guys are so amazing.
Yeah.
Aww.
And
Style.
Style is saying that we have been needing a regular talk show. So I guess we are promoted into talk show hosts now. We can talk.
I love it.
And we can show. So I guess
we can. There you go. You can show it.
There you go. And Lara's in the house. Triple degradation.
Triple degrade. Yes. Yes. Universal. Like the whole group. We're all degraded. Proud.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm hoping this is just an add-on to all the other conversations, all the other streams that, for example, I enjoy you and Lara doing together, talking about, certain events, what's been going on. It's extremely important. So this is just, this is not to try and take limelight from, anything else. We are just an addition to put out information out there.
We can have more different conversations, right?
Exactly. And Mona's in the house on both channels. Mona! She's laughing.
Yay.
Yeah.
I know. She's the one I called. I'm like, I'm not so sure how I feel about, she's like, well, you don't have to go. I'm like, no, I feel like I have to go. But it just felt weird. It's weird. But
to the event.
So, yeah. And she's like, just keep your eyes, keep your, So we did.
Yes. And let me see here. Freya, the dog, is saying the taxpayers pay for the sidewalks. Scientology are tax exempt, right? That's correct.
They are tax exempt, yeah, but California is weird. Like actually, with all the damage on Fountain Avenue, they
Mm,
are. It's the owner is required to maintain their sidewalks because what it is, it's like an easement. So actually, Scientology owns the sidewalk, but because it's where the utilities go, it's an easement, so it becomes public. But in
mm,
California, they're still required. So Scientology is required to fix that sidewalk, and they're not. And so that's
mm.
another thing people can push on.
Yeah, and Scientology is kind of, concerned always about the optics, so they are cleaning the sidewalks over there and maintaining the premises.
Yeah, on L. Ron Hubbard, but not on Fountain. I
Yes.
can't even get my
Yeah.
chair down there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And Haggis is saying closing sidewalks, is that some kind of a citywide ADA violation?
It's ADA, but it's also constitutional because if they're trying to close it off, that can get into the realm of prior restraint. You're restraining
Mm,
people from filming, from any daily activity. It's a constant. We have a right to travel, and they don't.
mm,
Nobody can get a permit to, except in an emergency, close the sidewalk. So even these other things, when they're closing sidewalks, they might be all like, I know they like, even with their filming, if someone's there, they have to let you through. With the Emmys, they have to let you through. I mean, you may have to wait a few seconds, whatever. They may have to guide you, whatever, but they're not allowed unless in an emergency to deprive you of
yeah.
your right to travel down the sidewalk.
Yeah. And then I think we could move on to the next topic because I can see T has been up here writing, don't forget to smash that like button. Every like helps the stream to more people, or push the stream
And
to more people.
T, thank you for that opening. Yes, and that
Yes.
opening. Oh my gosh, you're so talented. I love that. That's so cute. I
Yeah.
hope you all caught
So
that.
absolutely. And I think we will play it in the end as well today. So anyone who missed it will get to see it because T is amazingly talented. And what I wanted to have on each show is to have kind of like a creator highlight or activist highlight every week for someone in this movement. And this week, naturally, because T has been putting together that amazing intro, I want to highlight her channel, or we both do. And I will just share T's channel, which is amazing. So much information over there. So T has got a
Yes.
lot of edited content about the history of Scientology, a lot of old footage that she has. I don't even know where she's digging out all the footage that she's finding. She's not focusing only on Australia, where she's located, but also Africa, Europe, US, and there's a lot of different productions that she has done here, also on the new children's books. And she does some live interviews as well as protesting. I don't know how she has the
Yes.
ability to do all this, but definitely
Catch
if
her
my
on
mother-
TikTok too. On TikTok
Yeah.
too.
Absolutely. TikTok, I think Instagram as well, and YouTube. And I think she also has a Facebook community as well for people in
Oh, yeah.
Australia. So I would much
I'm always
appreciate if
sharing her stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I can see that Haggis has shared the link already. So please go and subscribe to T. She is a force to be reckoned with also in this community. And we are going to be forever grateful for the pink amazingness that she created for us.
Yep, thank you, T. And so I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yesterday and the day before, when I was planning what we were going to talk, I didn't know anything about this at the time, but this is actually fitting quite well with the segment that I was thinking of talking about, because the city officials, they are on a summer break now, so there's no meetings for the next 2 weeks.
For city council, I think, I'm not sure about when Public Works comes back. I think they come back earlier. But
Yeah.
another 2 weeks for city council.
Yeah. And Board of Public Works, is that the...
I think they might come back next week. I'm waiting for an agenda. The last I checked, no agenda was put out yet. So, because they had to do it 3 days before. So Monday, I guess by today or tomorrow, if I don't see an agenda, then it's probably going to be another day or so, or, at least maybe another week.
Yeah. Yeah. But but I woke up this morning and I saw something extremely concerning. So there is a person who lives on L. Ron Hubbard Way, and he has his own YouTube channel. I think my moderators have the link there, Haggis and Irish, if they are present. And the channel is called Allegedly CA. And he was walking on L. Ron Hubbard Way right in front of the cafe when he heard some kind of commotion going on. And I think there was a great live Lara did with you and Nora last night while I was asleep. But I don't think it's gonna hurt that I'm gonna show a little clip of it. But this is a trigger warning, because you're gonna see a person in immense stress. So let's just have a little look at this this clip.
We can all keep this video in mind and really email me, Audit. We're gonna be doing our stuff behind the scenes. But these are the things we need to catch. I want to get the very beginning of this audio.
She does go back to it. It's just she was having issues with the sound.
Locked, forcibly locked doors, mentally, physically, whatever it is, they are not allowing people their freedom rights. Their rights, whenever they decide they do want to go, whenever they're saying, get off me, they're using these tactics. They don't send medical people. They don't send, a therapist. They don't send medical, a nurse.
I hope I didn't go too far now.
Security and OSA who covers up these crimes.
Yeah.
So we're and hear it again.
I think it did.
Something's happening there. Someone's struggling. I didn't see anything. I heard screaming.
And like Nora said, immediately how the Sea Org member comes.
Can I help you?
I live right there.
Oh no, I know. You look familiar.
Yeah.
You're just a very distant.
I just don't want to talk to you right now.
Okay. Yeah, somebody called the police. Yeah, for sure.
What was it, Kyle that called or Jackson? Odo? Odo is called Kyle.
That's what has to happen. Has to get help.
Don't you guys have a direct phone line to the cops?
That's my problem.
Major distress.
The security guards, I think, are on top of the guy. I don't know what happened.
You're being videoed. So there's somebody having.
Yeah, I think that was one of the most disturbing things, is that her biggest concern, there's someone screaming like, in an immense stress, and you have a Sea Org member who is, calling them, you're being videoed, as if
I think that lady was actually, I'm not sure, I could be wrong. No, yeah, I think you're probably right. But I
I
thought
think it
maybe it
was the
was the
Sea Org
neighbor,
member.
another
Yeah.
lady. It could have been, okay. Because I wasn't sure if it was her or, because there was another lady that was there who was saying like, I just care
Yeah.
about if this guy's okay. And I
Yeah.
don't know, she was like trying to tell him like, we're videoing you, you better, stop or whatever. I wasn't sure who. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That was disturbing. And they were blasting the music so their people couldn't
Yeah.
hear it. Like they were blasting music.
Yeah, I felt extremely anxious when I saw that, and as Laura and Nora said before, at least Nora had similar kind of situation. There was someone claiming that this person was having a psychotic episode or psychotic break or whatever, but clearly it was a person in distress that didn't want to be held down. And they were clearly physically restraining him.
If it's a psychotic break, you don't do that. If it was somebody, say if it wasn't even if it was a thief or something, whatever, their security, they don't have the legal right to hold anyone down for any reason. Like if you're at a store and you're caught stealing here in California, they can only record and report. I mean, like observe and report. They're not allowed to go hands on and tackle you to the ground and hold you till the police come. So if that's so, even if it wasn't a Sea Org member, which I believe it was, but on any level, I don't care what anyone says and tries to turn this story, whatever the story, whatever, they don't know what it is. I can't imagine
Yeah.
on any level where these security people have the authority to hold anyone against their will. They're not the
Yeah.
police. They do not have, they're not peace officers.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
security guards.
Exactly. And, I have met people that are not, fully there because of, the years spent in Scientology. Let's say that you go through thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of auditing, it messes up with your head. And at one point you might just have enough. And that's why I really feel for this person, because whether it was a psychotic break, or if it was just a person who had simply had enough of the abuse and just wanted to get out, whether they were a public Scientologist or a Sea Org member, is totally irrelevant in this situation. They should have been let
Absolutely.
go.
They have a right to
Really.
leave.
Yeah.
They have a right to leave. They have, even with the psychotic break, they could have observed them. They could have called the police, followed them, right, and say, hey, they're but no, you can't hold somebody down. And if that's why this is the one thing I already got on it. I've already written a lot of emails, numerous emails on it. I'm going to continue to write different emails. We need to insist that the police do a follow-up investigation, and do a wellness check to make sure this person's okay, to make sure if they needed any kind of treatment, and to investigate whether or not they broke laws in restraining this person.
Yeah.
So this is something it really needs. This is where we can all unite and do something.
Yeah. So please go and check out the stream yesterday that Lara did, and go and subscribe to Alleged CA, because he will keep on documenting what's going on over there, so you are in the loop. But how I wanted to tie this in with the officials being on break right now, it doesn't mean that we cannot do anything. The police is working 24/7. So I have received some contact information from you. For example, there's a link to the Port of Public Works. If you are, not brave enough to call there, which absolutely is not as scary as it sounds like, you can send a public comment by using the comment form. So I will add that also on the stream description. So you will find all these links over there also going forward. But you can just
do both, like I do sometimes.
Yeah. So you can write a written comment. There's a link. Same goes for the LAPD Police Commission, which is also very hard to get through on the stream. So,
Yes.
oh, sorry, Zoom, not stream. I'm mixing two things. So they only take like few Zoom calls, but you can just write an email to police commission at lapd.online, an email address, and send a written public comment. Because if that footage did not, make you angry and sad and, all the feelings at the same time, then I don't know what would. This is definitely something that requires action from all of us. And the police
That's who
commission.
we're fighting for, right? At the end of the
Mm.
day, isn't that who we're fighting for, right? That person trying to get
Exactly.
out, that person who's being
Exactly.
abused. So
Exactly. So let me just see here. So the police commission is having irregular meetings, to say the least.
yeah, they're only required to have 2 a month. Last month they had 3 instead of 5. So I know it gets discouraging when they cancel, but they're, now
Exactly.
the bid, East Hollywood bid, they haven't had one since November. So that one I like to
Yeah.
get on. But and then the fire
Yeah.
commission too is important with all the blocking
Yeah.
of the fire lane, but that one is something you need to write in, but unless you can go in person, they don't have Zoom yet. I think they're supposed to as of July. But
Yeah.
that's another really good one to write to.
Yeah, and here's a link to the public works where you can put a written comment, because even though this is not directly related to the event permits, this is an example of the kind of things that can happen in Scientology. This is an example why it is vital for us to have access there. That they cannot hide these crimes happening there. There needs to be public access.
They need to see it. And I could give email addresses too. They need to see this is why we fight. It's not just to be a Karen. We understand what goes on inside there because, and we need these streets open.
Yeah, exactly.
24/7.
Yes, I agree.
And that's why they buy up all the, that's why they want to get rid of the few remaining neighbors that are there. They're trying to buy up all the properties. There's only one property that they don't own, but there's several renters still. They want to have where it's only their people. So there's no neighbors to catch this stuff at night or whatever. And that's the other thing, so now we see why they buy everything up. So nobody would be there. If there weren't any neighbors, there's even less eyes on this because we're not as protesters going there all the time, but the neighbors are there a lot more. And as they're interacting and posting this stuff, because this really helps to see that, because we know, like Nora said and Laura said, that's a regular occurrence. What happened, what we're seeing, it's shocking to us. It's triggering to them, but it's not shocking because they said that is a regular occurrence. And I said, I was blown away with all the Sea York people, just like, oh, it's just another day. Like they're all at the cafe, like not being bothered. I'm like, how are these people not reacting to this? And they said, because they're used to it. And that's sad. That's a hard pill to swallow, that's the case.
Yeah, and that's especially the nonchalant behavior of the people just walking past by when there is a man screaming, like he's fearing for his life. It's just not.
We saw Susanna.
And it's not normal.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. I think it was Susanna because like now that they're both having short hair, I get them mixed up. But I believe that was Susanna Furios who's on the bid, right? And so she's there just walking by. Oh, this is okay. This is normal. To normalize it.
Yeah. Okay, I can see Nora has done a room right here. Thank you so much for sending everyone.
Nora.
Yeah, so welcome to our new podcast, a weekly show called Double Degraded. So we are going to be doing deep dives on audits, discoveries from the from the walls of the city council to what's going on L. Ron Hubbard Way. We were just talking about the incident yesterday. Shared a short clip from Lara's live last night, and there were some audience that hadn't seen it or heard it yet. And we are now talking about what we can do about it. And we have gotten so far as the police commission link. So there is an email address. I don't know, Haggis, if you can put it one more time, because I think it's important now to be informing the law officers in Los Angeles about this this event.
I also did another post that has a lot of the email addresses for like the OIG.
I am sharing it.
You know, so there's, okay.
Yeah,
That's,
I am sharing
different emails plus, good.
Good. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get ahead of you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I will share it. I wrote you a message. You maybe didn't notice. So, but you know, it's good that you mention it. Then there's also LA City Council, where is Hugo Soto-Martinez.
Hugo.
Yeah, he's the representative for that district.
Their council person.
So for LA City Council, you can also leave a public comment. Let's see if they open the Zoom lines after the summer break. They should, right?
Yes, they did on the last day. Laura got called. I did not. So
Okay.
yes, they are doing it. They didn't call me, but they thankfully they called her at least.
Yeah.
And also, besides just sharing with these people, share on your YouTubes or your TikToks too. This needs to go get out there beyond to the public as well as these officials.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think, I don't know how the person who filmed it themselves think, but I think you can easily either share that video directly from his YouTube channel, make a short clip, put it on TikTok, put it on Instagram, put it on your stories, tell your friends, tell your family, you know, show them and say, this is why I'm, you know, interested in fighting against Scientology, because this happens. We are not just talking. Here is a clear proof that the abuse is still going on today towards children, towards elderly, towards anyone who doesn't comply to Scientology's rules that they have set. So it's extremely important. You can also go to lacouncilcomment.com, and there you can leave a written comment. So even if there is not a, you know, opportunity to do a Zoom call, or you're not available at the time of the meeting, you're always able to send a written comment to LA Council. And I think this is time to really put pressure on the authorities. Also, you have been talking with the fire department a lot, and there's email address to the LAFD. That is LAFDFireCommission at lacity.org. And they should be much more concerned about the fire lane, the missing fire lane, whenever they have events on L. Ron Hubbard Way. So I think this is just time to really put heavy pressure on them.
Agreed.
Yeah. And I wanted to share your post. Let me just see. Bear with me. I'm a rookie when it comes to this, so I have all the links ready
like
here.
You're a pro.
Let's see. So you wrote this last night, correct?
Yes, after we did the live. So so people can email and get that out there. And this is my most recent community page. It's just a bunch of emails. It's not all the emails. I can always give you the whole commission. If anyone can reach out, they want more emails, ask me. It's just, I wanted to get that up and out. These are a good start.
Yes.
And people are saying about the media. Yes, you know.
Absolutely. So we have the, you know, the LAPD chief, Jim McDonnell, his direct email address. We have the OIG. Then we have some of the same contacts. Everything is here. And I would even go further. I don't know how, for example, Hugo, he must be present on X. I would think he has an account.
Yes.
So
he does. And I put him and his two staffers' emails too there.
Yeah. So please go to this post, share this information, call out these people. There's the state senator. You can email them. I think the good combination is actually to be writing them directly, but also publicly calling them out. For example, like William
Yes.
Good is doing with the politicians, because it's it gives a different kind of pressure for them to take action when you have, public calling them out in public. They
Yes.
will be
All you
forced to respond.
ex-warriors.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So so it's extremely important. And I can't remember, was it Lara or Nora saying yesterday that, hey, what about media? Yes. I mean, that clip is
I
quite
put that
short,
there
as
too.
it is, it's 9 minutes. I think you can tag them on, if you make a post on X, you can tag different kind of news agencies. You can send directly to these tip emails. There's a lot of things you can do, and it really only takes a couple of minutes to do it. And the more people that we get on board with this, the more likely it is that someone will, grab the opportunity and, make a news story about it. Because I'm a little bit pessimistic when it comes to the American journalism, the traditional journalism, because money talks, right? But if it's a story that has interest, and they think it could have an impact on people, cause
Yeah.
them to how
And
do you
worth being
say,
sued, or because
catch their attention.
they fear game
Yeah.
the press.
Yes. Yes.
And
So
yeah,
yeah. So
it's
definitely.
it's important. And I want to just give a shout out to allegedly CA who filmed it, because it
Mhm.
takes bravery. He's
Yeah.
a resident there and stuff. So I appreciate that he took the time to take this. I know, he left before, he said he didn't want to be there when the police arrived, which I after what he's seen on that street with all the cops and the bad interactions, I don't fault him for that at all. I understand 100%.
No.
But the fact that we were able to get this glimpse of what's really going on there, and it's so important. So I am so grateful that he did that, and that he shared it, and that he's, that this can go out, because it needs to.
Yeah. Yeah. And now what I was gonna say, I totally lost the train of thought. Regarding, because on the video clip, there's actually an interaction going on between allegedly CA and this other woman who is very concerned over there. And he actually says that he's actually too afraid to go to their property to see what's going on. And that's also an example of the kind of hold, the kind of like terror that they hold in the area. Because my natural instinct would be, if I would hear someone screaming like that, I would not care if I was trespassed. I would be going there directly to help the person. Being trespassed is not the worst thing that can happen in the world, especially when there's cameras around. But Scientology leads both internally and externally with the fear of different kind of consequences.
Especially when they're the landlord, because he said they're my landlord.
Yeah.
And so that's, that's a lot of pressure. That's what I'm saying. The fact that he even caught that for us and showing the truth, and that's his best protection, because, this is, you're showing, that's why I believe being louder and showing
Yeah.
it. But yes, they do. They put fear on everyone. They're trying to put fear on me to shut up. I'm sure
Yes.
they're trying to put fear on you.
Yes.
They do. They try to intimidate you out of shutting up. And the best thing we can do is not
Yes.
to shut up, and actually to speak louder and
Yeah.
yell from the rooftop.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I do have a lot of respect for the, for him filming that, considering that, he's
Yes.
he's living on their property as well. But extremely disturbing. And this, if something, should really, wake up the authorities. And that's why we have been sharing the information. I will add it on the description. I will send you also the information I was going to add on the video description, and we can direct people to go down and look at the video description and get all the different contact details there as well.
Perfect.
But yeah, I don't know what was going on in your mind when you saw that video the first time.
Shock, horror. I'm like, wow. First of all, it's like I wish I wanted to go roll right up and like get interview, like get involved and find
Yeah.
out what's going on. And like that, like I was in shock, and because my heart just ached for that person. I wanted to get them out. But yeah, I mean, I probably would have put myself at physical risk because there's a bunch of them, and if they feel closed in on, who knows what they would be capable of. Then I hope somebody's filming it because, like, I've already been
Yeah.
hit by, like by one of their people. But I was just heartbroken too. Like I cried actually. Like it's like you can hear the pain in this person. Like let me
Yeah.
go, and I was so angry that who are these people? And then it gave me flashbacks of like other people that had gone through this, and and didn't make it out alive. That
Mhm.
what is going on in this place? It made me feel also more determined than ever to fight this. Like every time I start wondering whether or not like are they pushing me too hard to where do I back down? It's like then this happens. It's like
Yeah.
no, we got to double down and never
Exactly.
back down.
Exactly. We are double
How about
degraded,
you?
and
I want to ask you.
yeah,
I'm going to ask you the same question. How did you feel?
I could feel the yeah, it's hard. I could feel the desperation in his voice. Like it was a cry for help from a person who was extremely, yes, distressed, but also desperate. And
Yes.
yeah, let's just
And
say I was
Laura
not
said
happy.
something.
Mm,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Laura
yeah,
said something really poignant last night, and I know, and Nora agreed that when she went through this, that she would have loved to known, even if somebody couldn't come in and rescue her right then and now, she would have loved to know that there were people out there who cared and who were going to fight and try to get her help. And I
yeah,
think that's the biggest thing we could take away, because that's who I did think of. I thought of Laura. I thought of Nora. Like I'm thinking of these people, because I know they've been through this. I know Laura
yeah,
was dragged in base and stuff. So let's honor him, and let's honor the ones we love, Nora, Laura, everyone else that went through this, and let's fight for them because we can fight for them. We can do something, and we were
yeah,
given this for a reason. Let's do something with it. We can't just let it drop.
yeah. And there are people. I think it's a good reminder that there are people that are actually struggling inside Scientology. So it's actually important to always, keep your arms open and be kind and approachable. And I hope that in a situation, if that would happen, close to me, I would want to be, in that moment to, be able to tell that person that, hey, I'm going to be here. I'm going to make sure you're going to be okay. And I'm going to get you help from somewhere.
Yes.
Because
I know,
you
and
must feel so alone inside there with those feelings.
Yeah. And it's really shocking in the moment. Sometimes it's hard to know what to say in the moment. But maybe that's, that we got to be able to shout and say, hey, we're here. Maybe get that in our mind that we may come across that. And it's like, hey,
Yeah.
we're here. We're going to help. We're going to help. And then I want to go, when I go by there, I'm not letting it go. None of us should. We need to demand
No.
answers whether or not that person's been, because what I'm concerned about is that Scientology, oh, he's fine. And then the police are just going to accept that. No, they need to do a hands-on assessment of this person away from his handlers and make sure that
Absolutely.
he's okay. And we should accept
Absolutely.
nothing less.
Yeah.
And
I agree
demand
with
justice.
you.
Like if they don't have the right to do that, like even I'm going to report to BSIS. I want to know if they didn't have the right to detain someone like that or whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
Like let everyone, whoever you can think of, let
Yeah.
them see this.
Yeah. And as horrific as it sounds, I'm wondering if it would make impact. Sometimes I've seen on the police commissioners meeting that people are playing audio when they are giving their public comment. How about playing
Yeah,
a
maybe.
clip of
Mhm.
that audio over there, you know,
It's a great idea. Great idea.
because you can hear the
Just that.
agony
Mhm.
in that person's voice.
Yeah,
And ask,
I'd be happy to do
what
that.
what are you gonna do about this?
Yeah. I think this is where we fight, and this is where we push, and you keep pushing, because it's beyond
Yeah.
like the permit. People don't understand the importance of the permits, and well, that's to keep the street open.
Mm,
That's it, because we need to
exactly.
keep that street open. Out of their control. We got to show them they don't own it. It's a battle for the street, so it's
Yeah.
extremely important, even if it doesn't seem it. But these are the things that show you that yes. Can you imagine if they had a street vacation and had it closed off? That would never that video would never have been taken.
No, no.
And we pushed
Lara
off
is
that street
also,
vacation.
yeah, Lara is saying it is
Oh,
still so difficult emotionally, physically, etc. Even when we had
okay.
left, and I understand that, and I think
Yes.
I can only imagine how it feels like, because once you have been in, you feel some sort of kinship to the people that are trying to get out of there. I would imagine that Lara can feel in a totally different way, the headspace
Yes.
of that person who wants to get out.
Yeah. And brings you back
Yeah.
to your own trauma that even though you
Yeah.
escaped, like Nora was even mentioning, like there's times she has to remind herself she's out, like it brings you, but she said it brings you back to a place where you can't leave, where you're still stuck there mentally in some
Yeah.
way. And I can
Yeah.
understand that. So let's fight for
Yeah.
these guys, right? We're here fighting for them. And
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, and
Nora
I
for
was
Laura, for
talking
Nora
with
for
a
all of them.
friend. Yeah, I was talking with a friend who was in, and about the recovery from Scientology, and he was saying that there's sometimes when you fall back down, that it's the recovery that doesn't go like this, it fluctuates, but on the long run,
Yes.
the direction is up, but it's not
Yeah.
just a straight road that with improvement every day. Sometimes you fall back into the old feelings, and yeah, it has a huge impact. They said that it's 12 and a half years on average it takes to recover from being inside Scientology. So
Wow. For those who survive it.
so imagine being born in it and having your formative years. Yeah, Lara is saying exactly, it fluctuates. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're doing so great,
So
and I want to give
yes, she
so
is.
many roses for Lara for showing up to the meetings, calling to the meetings, and showing the passion. You were definitely the person we were missing there when we didn't,
Yes.
when
She's a
it was just
powerhouse.
absolutely, and everyone can hear you speaking from the heart. So extremely, extremely important. But now we've been going on for an hour and a half, and if we're going to commit doing this every week, I think we need to stick to some kind of timetable. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to show quickly here, because Ann Casillas has donated your gifted 50 memberships to me.
Aw.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for doing that, Anna. She
Yeah.
deserves it. She's
Yeah.
doing this production. It's a lot of work.
Not really. It's only because I'm not knowing what I'm doing. But thank you.
No,
and
yes, you
it's
do. No, I
appreciated.
couldn't function with this. That's why I haven't done it so far. I was like, it's the ADHD. I don't know. I just can't do it. So when you said either you do the production part, I'm like, yes, please. And I'm excited to do this.
Yeah.
So you're doing a
I
great job.
enjoy-
Right, everybody? Send some love to her. Like Miriam, she's doing an amazing job. Amazing.
Thank you so much. And Presumidal, or I don't know how to say the name. Thank you for being member for 15 months.
Yes.
And Quirker Lotagos, thank you for becoming, I think, Audit LA member. I think there's a little mark over there, because I'm seeing both of our chats. We're going to be streaming on both of the channels.
Oh, well, I'm not saying any chats. I don't know how to, I had to do my computer thing. But I
And
don't see any of the
Kathy,
chats,
what-
but hi and well to everybody.
and Kathy donated, gifted yet another 10 memberships. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Kathy. I love Kathy's
Yeah.
always like, I'm here, but I'm supposed to be at work, but I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm driving.
love
I'm
Kathy.
driving, and I'm like, don't read the chat while
know,
you're driving.
But I'm listening. I
Thank
know.
you. And if it wasn't enough for making our perfect intro for us, T also became a member of Audit LA.
Oh, thank you, T.
Yeah, and Kathy's been a member for 8 months. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up
love
here.
Kathy.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for supporting us. And please do come with suggestions. Please tell us, if there's something specific you want to talk about. Audit has, so much information and so much to share with us. So we can keep on going on forever, basically here.
And now we're going to be getting into the court cases. So I
Exactly.
still want to do the meetings, but now I'm interested in these court cases. So maybe next week we could do a little update on those because I didn't really get to talk much about the 2 court cases that we went to. It was interesting, and there's more coming. So that'd be another interesting avenue.
Yeah, and please put Audit LA's channel. Audit this. Have you ever counted how many hours you work on your anti-Scientology activism on weekly basis?
A lot of hours per day, and something like I had to force myself because even when I'm like resting, I'm like working on it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I've clocked as much as like I know there's been days I've done like from when I wake up to till I go to bed, but I try to take it down a little bit. But it's a lot of
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of hours.
Yeah. So it's important to
even
take
if I'm
care
in-
of our audit, and you need to take rest days as well. And if anyone wants to support your work, you go and get a membership. Get her a
Just
little
coming in and saying
drink
hi.
money. Yeah, subscribe,
I was
like the lives,
Just
watch them.
just being in my chat when I'm out there
Yeah.
is so much for me. That's
Yeah.
a huge gift. I'm not out there alone. Like you guys come with me, and it's like I have a lot of fun, but we're also very serious. So I appreciate just everyone even coming and hanging out with us while we do all this, these
Yeah.
meetings.
And Marie
Hey,
just
Ozzy.
gifted $50 for your travel cost. So now you're gonna have a
Alcy,
little bit of a drink fund for the
Thank
for the
you.
coming meetings.
And
But thank you so
I'm not
much
gonna let
for
them
the
know when I'm
support.
coming. Oh, thank you, Marie. She's so sweet.
Yeah.
And she got me a panic button thing too, which I want to go and get. It has to put the thing on it or whatever. So 'cause she was like worried after that meeting, like these people, because they followed us on the train and stuff like it's been some weird stuff. They're really getting intense, but we do have to have the hard close. I know. So but we could talk about that stuff later at another time.
Yeah, and maybe next week we'll talk about the legal cases. I wanted to share here because I totally agree with Donna Davy. Audit LA, there isn't
Aw.
enough words to describe what you have accomplished, and you are an amazing woman.
You're gonna make me cry, Donna. You're so sweet.
I think everyone
you. I
agrees
love you
with
guys.
that. Yeah. So we're gonna end for today. Thank you everyone for being here.
Yes.
Thank you for our
Thank you.
lovely moderators, especially Haggis and Iris in
Yes.
the background.
Yes. Thank you. Irish.
And Irish. Thank you,
Say it
Irish
correctly.
and Haggis.
Thank you, Irish and haggis.
Yeah.
I love it. I
So
love
we're
you
gonna
guys.
be doing every Thursday, 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. And
Yep.
let's play the intro one more time in case someone missed it. And
That's it.
we'll see
Yeah.
again next week or while we're out and about, right?
Yep.
Have a good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for all the gifted memberships and the super chats. We
Yes.
appreciate that so much.
And thank you for
Have
this
a-
idea, Miriam and Donis.
Thank you for keeping me company for the last hour and a half. I hope everyone has a great day,
pleasure.
and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
From complaints to permits to results. Join Audit and Miriam every Thursday. This is Double Degraded.
Welcome to Double Degraded with Audit LA and Miriam. Double the truth, double the trouble.